And it's all cool. But I do really like the quest.
So I guess we have two things I'm proud of. The first one is the char as a race. I'm very, very proud. I'm proud of I'm proud of how far players have kind of taken them as a race and talk about them. And then another thing I'm proud of that I don't know everyone's proud of is the banana site.
That was you?
It was me.
It's not just creatures. She was responsible for a lot of silly little additions to the games.
Anomalies.
For me, I think the biggest thing is that we managed to make a game that was unique. You look at online RPGs in the last several years and how many games have just been trying to remake EverQuest with little variations here and there. And the fact that we went our own direction, did something unique and succeeded, I think is a really big achievement.
I first came on during Nightfall, and one of the first things I was asked to do is all of the hero chatter for Koss and Milani and Falcor and everybody from chapter to chapter to chapter. So I had to literally just dunk me into Nightfall and come up with some of these characters that had already been created but didn't have anything to say. And so being able to write their interaction between Koss and Milani as they're idling or as they're doing combat chatter, and being able to go from the love story that they had and the Talcora thing all the way down to Kim and, Taylor's a sissy! I'm most proud of being able to evoke those characters and make them memorable in people's minds so that they actually think, I want to have this hero or this henchman along with me because that was entertaining.
Nightfall, I really liked the vignettes, which were the character moments. They weren't tied to a particular mission, they were tied to a particular quest. They were Gorn and Norgu having a talk. And there were Koss and Milani talking about their relationship with Joku yelling at his troops. Those were wonderful. They didn't have the responsibility of carrying the story forward. All they carried forward was character and personality. And that was they were a joy to write. In Eye of the North, I really, really liked Gad's funeral. And that was, because we had the Asura, who are these, short, cute, nasty inventors, and Gad's is the nastiest one of them all. And then his funeral, we have a sad moment. We talk about the eternal alchemy and how everything fits together. And that, I really love that. So.
All right. Well, I think we've fielded enough questions from the community. If you would like to go ahead and ask a question, please approach the mic. When you're done, you can come up here and I will give you a ticket. We've got about 20 of them. We'll basically give the first 10 2 tickets so that you can bring a friend to the party. There's no good going to a party if you don't have friends.
The party's already full of your friends.
I thought that when I said I'd like to share something here that I got this morning. What we did in Nightfall is a lot of the people from the lore forum got their names, their characters, their identifications in the game itself. And Karen Dorwar, who is also Kalindri, or librarian Kalindri, there she is right there, standing up. She was working on the Book of Swine, and she was looking at stuff on pigs. And this morning she came up to me and she gave me this beautiful homemade book, which is all the pigs of Guild Wars, including the Celestial Pig and Oink. And I'm going to take it back to the company and put it in our trophy case. Thank you very much.
First question.
All right. I just wanted to ask. I noticed you guys had a Steam group and played some Team Fortress. I heard a rumor. I don't know if this is true. Some of you played WoW. I just wondered what other games you play and how that influenced Guild Wars 1 and how it might influence Guild Wars 2.
a big COH fan. 45, veteran, thank you. And I finally got my scrapper to 50 recently. And even though I'm not an alcoholic, I do love going through the game, and I do love being able to solo and feel like I'm the one that's playing and playing through all these missions and being the success and being this hero. I also like the costume shop. And so, yeah, I would have to say, you know, the flexibility of the costume options, you know, whether something is my favorite or some things I don't think work or anything together, you know, just be able to have those kind of options that just feel like fan and feel like a player and be able to deck out my avatar is really cool. And then the other thing, like I said, to be able to feel that is personalized to me, because that's why I play games. I'm not the type that escapes to try to be somebody else. I want to feel like I'm doing these really, really cool things. And so I would say
I tend to play not a lot of online games outside of Guild Wars, honestly. I'm in love with my Nintendo DS, and if it's a weird Japanese game that I can't read, it's like my favorite thing. Oh, and then maybe my favorite series ever.
You're not going to answer, Chris?
All right. So yeah, I play WoW. But in fact, it's kind of funny because when I want to go interview, an internet, we're like, yeah, we don't want a marketer who doesn't understand games, who doesn't live, passionately live the gamer lifestyle. And they looked at my resume and they were like, oh, you mentioned wife playing an MMO. Oh, I guess that. So I love MMOs, and you know what? Let's face it. WoW's the 800-pound gorilla. You can't release a game into the market these days without knowing what it's good at and also what it's bad at. And I'm pretty painfully aware of both. So there you go.
Just an additional note on that, Chris actually gets a fair amount of grief around the office because not only is the story I just mentioned true, but it's actually featured in an MSNBC piece. So every now and then it resurfaces on the air, or you can find links on it online and see Chris and his wife Sarah talking about WoW. Okay. Really, I try to play a lot of everything, but Team Fortress 2 is part of what's going on. I'd say recent games that really impressed me. So not all so super recent, but that I'll bring in the office and say, hey, check this out. Haggle. all the Phoenix Wright games. Team Fortress, and every MMO has things that to learn from, the good and the bad, things to steal. So everyone that comes out, we get into and play for a while. Some a little longer than others.
I play a tremendous amount of games. I'm addicted to computer gaming. I've played WoW through raids. I've played Age of Conan, not for very long. I'd like to say I've played Soul Calibur, but really I've probably spent about 26 hours building different characters and never played them. Same with City of Heroes, which I have played all the way up, but I can't help it. I build characters on there all the time because it's so much fun. My favorite game is very obscure. It's a game that was on the PS2. It was Japanese, and it was the sticky ball game. And all you had was a little ball, and you rolled the ball, and it would sticky things and pick them up. And you started with like paper. Yeah. And you started with the paper clips, and you ended up with worlds.
Yeah. It's kind of nice.
Yeah. It's a great game.